Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman, and I appreciate everybody coming together to discuss the Defense Production Act, and that it falls into this very committee is very, very important. I'm proud to co-lead the DPA Modernization Act of 2026. Congress created the DPA for one purpose, and one purpose alone: securing and financing our national defense. However, in the last 6 years, the DPA has produced only one allocation order and one loan. When Lockheed Martin needed surge capacity for Javelin missiles after Russia invaded Ukraine, the DPA moved too slowly to prove helpful. Yet the previous administration spent more DPA dollars on heat pumps than missiles. This bill would help fix that. I'm proud to have championed 3 provisions in this bill and have been glad to work across the aisle with good partners on making this a success. The first is the Force Act, which I introduced with Representative Himes. In the book Freedom Forge, it tells the story of how America won World War II, not just on the battlefield, but on the factory floor. William Knudsen, straight out of General Motors, oversaw converting America's industrial war fields to a war production capability. At Ford's Willow Run plant, Charles Sorensen turned an empty field into a factory production, producing one B-24 Liberator bomber every 63 minutes. Now, neither man was a government employee. They were private sector experts, and they answered the call: save the free world. And that's exactly what this Force Act intends to do. We saw that we do not have on the bench the ability to cover down on every challenge we have, but we do have partners who are ready in the private sector to stand shoulder to shoulder with us. When COVID hit, the government scrambled to find people who understood supply chains and logistics. As a result, we improvised back then. We cannot improvise if it comes to a conflict with a near-peer adversary, like China. The Force Act rebuilds what Freedom Forge described: a national defense executive reserve of engineers, logisticians, supply chain experts who volunteer, who train with us in advance, who are ready and on standby in our federal agencies when they are needed most to defend our nation at a time of a national security. Let's build the bench before the game even gets started. The second effort we're leading is the Arsenal Act. Today, the Defense Production Advisory Committee members in the Department of Energy cannot find enough in real time the Defense Production Advisory Committee members at the Department of Energy cannot find out in real time what the Department of War already funds. My bill would create a live dashboard, instantly visible to every member of the DPA Advisory Board to be able to action things across the government. This means no more duplications, no more silos, just full transparency and full accountability. This improves on capabilities we have already in existence and makes them far more effective moving forward. Third, I co-led the CLEAR Act, which strengthens the DPA committee's structure and coordinating. Because of a strategic tool, it's only as good as those who are wielding that strategy. This bill also strengthens our critical mineral process at a time when we need it most by launching a critical mineral resilience initiative. The initiative fast-tracks permitting for domestic mineral projections and creates price floors and offtake agreements to make America production viable. Just last month, President Trump invoked the DPA to protect glyphosate, the crop protection tool Iowa farmers put on millions of acres every growing season. Because we simply lack enough domestic protection here, we need to be able to protect it. Iowa's farmers should not depend on Beijing to know whether they're able to plant corn crop this year. We cannot defend this country on supply chains we do not control. The DPA moves too slowly under current authorities, and the authorities are divergent in their purposes. Our ability to track, to streamline, and provide clarity are muddled. And if asked today at the Department of Energy or the Department of War or any of our other agencies where they've been able to succeed and track this, they would return a blank sheet of paper. This is no longer accessible. This is no longer successful in today's modern era. These 3, in tandem with the DPA, provide us a pathway forward. And these 3 additions to the DPA will help fix the challenges that I've highlighted. I urge my colleagues on both sides of the aisle to come together and pass this. Thank you, Mr. Chair. I yield my time.